Hey everybody, it's me, Angel Benton. Whew, had a little phlegm caught in my throat. Ooh. And you are watching Angel Sudsy Recap, another edition where we delve into the world of daytime television and we do a few reality shows on the side. Sorry, my hair's a little messy. And one of the daytime TV shows that we're doing is Young and the Restless. And before we get into that, I saw some bugs crawling around right here where I sit, and I sure did kill them. I got that shit together real quick. Don't you dare come for me in the Sudsy recap. I swear to God. So it's all nice and clean now. Anywho. All right, so let's talk about the Young and the Restless. So this week, actually, Dina Mergeron was actually not on a whole lot this week. So I'm not going to be going off on how much I love her like I do every single week. Instead, I'm going to talk a little bit about the difference between let's see, between when, no, I'm trying to think, because someone mentioned online about Scott. First of all, I love that JT is back. I love it. I'm all in. I'm down 100%. They've already acknowledged history many times with him on the show. Abby totally laid it out for him. She's like, you dated my you married my sister. You dated you married Mac. You were married to my sister, and you were the love of Colleen's life. Yeah, we're not doing anything. But I totally think that JT and Abby will end up together. Like, even more than Abby and Scott. And the reason why people have been saying that, that it's out of character for Scott to be rather unapologetic in his affair with Abby. I mean, it's not an affair. They slept together one time when they thought they were going to die. And also, then they kissed one time. Now, if I was Sharon and I found out about this, I'd be more pissed off about the kissing, to be honest with you, because you can't really hold anything against anyone when if they think that they're going to die and these are their last moments on earth. Let them have a little sex. I mean, come on. I mean, and like, for example, on Bold and the Beautiful, when Liam and Sally were in that building and they thought they were going to die, and all they did was kiss, and they didn't even do like a kiss. Now, Scott and Abby did a kiss in public. And they acted like, Liam, that was the end of the world because he cheated on his wife. I mean, really? Does pecking someone else mean you're cheating on your wife? I still think that was a little bit stretching the limits of plausible storylines. But anyway, back to Young and the Restless. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to segue into Bold and the Beautiful there. But so the difference is Scott is relatively immature. And I think that this is kind of the show's way of highlighting the age difference between Sharon and Scott, because he's acting a little immature. And if you think about it, he's not that old, actually. He's relatively young. And yeah, he was a war correspondent and, all that crap, but it doesn't mean that he's emotionally mature. Just because you've experienced and seen some shit in your life does not make you mature, right? Okay, so yeah, that's personally what I think, and I think that Scott. I don't know who I want Scott to be with. Everyone is convinced that Sharon's gonna end up with Nick. Which is funny because Nick and Chelsea do not have any issues at all. So I'm be very curious to see how they get Sharon back in there. But, honey, you stick around these shows long enough. I mean, Sharon's been on the show for over 20 years. And they have hooked her up with Nick many, many times. So I do agree that Sharon and Nick are kind of a couple that will always end up together. Kind of like Victor and Nikki. But we'll see how that goes, and if they're able to do that in the near future. Probably not. But we'll see. Who knows what they've got in store for Chelsea. I would like to see Chelsea actually have a little bit more. I mean, ever since her front burner days with Adam, she's kind of been on the back burner a little bit. So, but I have a feeling that will probably change because Victor will probably say something about Christian's paternity because he can only take so much, and Nick is full on hating on it. Okay, but wait, let's talk about the big reveal. There were two big reveals of the week, actually. One happened, I think it was like Wednesday or Thursday, and it was when Nikki, because he told Nikki to give the money back that she took from him because she admitted to him that, she did it. And he's like, well, just give me the money back. And she's like, I can't do that. I've already spent it. And he was like, you took a small fortune. How in the hell did you spend all of that? And she goes, I bought myself a park. She was the big corporate buyer of Chancellor Park. That was brilliant. Brilliant. Because I didn't see that coming. I gotta say, don't get me wrong. The show is not 100% fantastic, but it is so much better. And I just feel like they do a really good job of the I didn't see that coming. Because here's the thing about the I didn't see that coming. If you say, oh, I didn't see that coming, and it was like stupid, like, of course I didn't see that coming because that makes no sense. But that's not what they're doing. Like when they had Alice, that made perfect sense. We still don't know about Alice and Zach and how they met and all of that. And now that they're both off the show, I don't know if we'll ever find out, but it made sense that she was the blonde involved in the sex ring, I mean, it would have made sense also if they had used Erica Jane and had her Farrah DeBose be it, but because we don't know anything about Farrah's past. But knowing what we know about Alice's past, that made perfect sense. It made perfect sense. It was great. She was great. It was great. It was a great storyline. Fantastic. Really good job. This whole thing with Nikki, I didn't see that coming either. That was great. Awesome. So the other big reveal, it came out, it was at the Abbotts, and it was when, at the end of the night, at the end of Friday's episode, Jack, now this was a total dick move on Jack's part because this is something Victor would do. Although I don't even think Victor would do this to Ashley, but, they have been, Jack and Ashley have been fighting this whole week about Jabot. And Ashley's like, you have bitten off more than you can chew. You cannot run the company from home. And he's not having any of that. He's like, no, I got it. I got this. It's fine. So she calls all the troops together and she has a board meeting and to have a vote of confidence, no confidence in Jack. So everyone votes, everyone on the board, and it's a tie. And then they get the tie-breaking vote comes in the mail, and it's from Kyle Abbott, and Kyle votes no confidence in his father, which was a huge upset. We're like, ooh, I didn't see that coming. But again, I'm not 100% surprised by that either, because although they get along, they don't have a very typical father-son relationship. So, yeah, I don't know. I wasn't super surprised. Now, this is where it seems like, okay, well, if they're sowing the seeds for Robert Palmer Watkins to come on the show as Kyle Abbott, this would make sense. But it was kind of like one of those plot points that was thrown away. But the good thing, and this is another good thing that Young and the Restless does. Young and the Restless will throw away a plot point and they'll pick it up 20 years later. They will pick it up. So, there's all kinds of plot points that are still out there that we still don't know about. We don't know about the whole relationship between Alice and Zach. We don't know. Kane's mother, Genevieve, who we never hear mentioned anymore, who's played by the fantastic Jeannie Francis, who I love. She's Laura on General Hospital. But she went off looking for Kane's sister because she got all these clues that she was still alive. And we never heard from her again. Those types of things are really but I know they will get picked up sooner or later. So I'm actually not super worried about that. I think it'll be great. But anyway, so what Jack did was he showed Ashley the bylaws of Jabot. And the bylaws state that only a blood abbot will hold the CEO position. And Ashley, is technically not a blood abbot because Brent Davis is her father. And she was furious with Jack. Because Jack, let's be real, Jack sat on that secret for decades. Like 30 years. He sat on that secret for quite some time. And now all of a sudden, because he kept that secret for 30 years, this whole situation is a little bit out of character for Jack. It's not out of character that he would go Victor Diabolical on someone, because we know that despite Jack being the White Knight and Victor being the Dark Knight, Jack is just as low-handed as Victor, and Victor is just as capable of doing nice things as Jack is. They are a lot more alike than they are not alike. So I'm not super surprised by that. I'm just surprised that the target of his vitriol is his sister Ashley, and he came at her hard. That whole blood abbot thing, and she's not a blood abbot. That's scandalous. That is like really bad, because it throws in her face that she, the fact that she's not John Abbott's biological daughter. And he's like, you can say what you want, but I'm running this company. Sorry. It was bad. It was really bad. But so I was like, okay, well, so we'll see how that plays out next week, because that was at the end of Friday's episode. So we'll see what goes on. And, in terms of Christmas, I hate that all of the shows, no, I don't hate. Most of the shows actually have this year, most of the shows have done a really good job of, showing people, arguing and because that's kind of what I associate with Christmas, is people not getting along 100%. So, I think it's great that the shows are a little bit more realistic that way. But not all the shows. Later in the week, we'll discuss which one I think is a little bit behind in terms of the whole Christmas thing. But anyways, I just want to say thank you so much for logging on today. I do appreciate it. See, now I'm concerned about bugs because I killed that one bug. Anyways, thank you so much for logging on today. I do appreciate it. Please feel free to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Angel Benton. You can hashtag YR to talk Young and the Restless, or you can also hashtag GH to talk General Hospital. I'll do that next. And you can hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel to get my YouTube videos sent to your email inbox every single day. Alrighty, everyone, have a wonderful day. Peace out. Wubba, wubba, wubba.